Hello everyone, and welcome to another episode. So this is day 21, and we are going to focus on the beer. We had a system where we could fill the beer, but we couldn't choose what kind of beer. So that's the first thing I did. I made sure that whenever we interact with this tab, we actually select what kind of beer we want to pour. You can see here that the player will be moved to whatever side is closest to make sure it's not in front of the menu. And this way we can select what beer we want to use. It took me a little bit of time to figure out what would be the best way to interact with the system. But in the end, I choose for using your mouse or your joystick to select which one you want, and then you click. And you can see the beer tab moving a little bit to make sure that you see that you selected one of them. Now, in here we can still see it's just pouring the glowing weird beer for every single one of them, and the customers will accept whatever. So that's what we'll work on now. And there we go. Whenever we interact with the system, we select the beer and it will pour the correct one. We can pick it up and then we can give it to a customer. But in this case, the customers don't accept anything but the regular one. So I added a sink. So the sink can be used to get rid of any beers that are not the correct ones. Now, I'm pretty sure quite a lot of people that are watching this might not like the idea of people pouring beer in the sink, but that's what we'll have to do for now. And while I'm pouring the correct ones for the customers, there's one thing that bothered me, and that's that the sink doesn't show that we're getting rid of anything. And there we go. So now whenever we pour something that is not correct, we can pick it up, we can go to the sink, and we can actually get rid of it there. And we can see the specific beer type flowing away in the sink. It's pretty sad, but it's part of life. So now let's add a few upgrades to the beer system, because we are not supposed to be able to use all of them from the start. So using the upgrade system that I made, that's also used for the beds, we start with only one type of beer, and we can upgrade it to support more types of beers. Here we do an upgrade and we get another beer tab, and we can do that till we have all the 7 beers, and it costs money and it will cost more and more for different beer types. Now, initially the customers will just want the simple beer, and the more beers you get or the longer you play, they will want the more expensive beers as well. Because it's so addicting just to keep adding new small features, that's exactly what I did. So now whenever we pour a beer, it will actually show the beer flow. So we can see here, it will actually show the correct beer coming out of the beer tab. And whenever we have a different beer type, it will actually show a different color. So I think this is the last small addition that really helps making it look more alive. Last time I also said I wanted to add touching, so that's what I did. You can see that there are 2 different types of touching, and currently it will just automatically select one of them randomly. I need to decide whether that's what we want, or we always want to roll, or we always want to do one of them. So that's still something I need to test during gameplay. Now, one other thing that is pretty neat is that the touching fully works with falling and jumping. So whenever you will dodge or roll off a cliff, it will not bug out and it will actually look correctly. Finally, I have added noise. So that means whenever you're trying to hit someone with a sword, you make noise. You can see it happening here. The yellow indicates there is a noise happening somewhere, and the enemy will look for it and try to figure out what is happening. So on the bottom right, we can see our state machine, and that's showing that we are trying to find. So whenever you see something happening there, it means the AI lost us and is trying to figure out where we are. So now it's trying to find us, and now we hit just in the air, and you can see that immediately it will move towards the noise, the sound, and it will try to figure out where we are. And if it sees us, it will actually try to hit us and attack us. But if it doesn't see us yet, it will just try to figure out what happened with that noise and where is the enemy, because there should be an enemy. And I've done exactly the same for footsteps. So whenever you're either walking or running, you will make some noise. Now we can see it here. So we were behind the enemy, it couldn't see us, but it heard us coming. And that will definitely make it a lot harder to sneak up on your enemy. So we might have to add some crouching, maybe. We'll see whether it fits within our 30 days. Anyway, exciting stuff. So this is something that I will build upon, and I will start adding the first dungeon next time, not just this test area. So thank you all for watching, and see you next time. Probably after Christmas though.